6, the 371st day of the Sex Offender Administration. Federal officers have killed 2 U.S. citizens in Minneapolis this month, among them ICU nurse Alex Preddy on Saturday, during clashes with protesters motivated by the administration's sweeping enforcement surge. Todd Lyons is the acting director of ICE, but he's acting like he's the director of DHS, Department of Homemade Snuff Films. Utah police arrested 28-year-old Christian Young, who is accused of assaulting Democratic Congressman from Florida, Maxwell Alejandro Frost, this weekend at a Sundance Film Festival after the man allegedly hurled racist comments to several patrons of a creative arts agency party. Christian Young is the GOP's new Young Christian. Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays is refusing to resign after saying in an interview with Bram Resnick, quote, "Stay peaceful, stay restrained. You know, be respectful of each other and law enforcement. Don't take the bait. They're trying to bait people all across this country, and if you do that, everything should be okay, and I will protect you," close quote. With AG Mays, it will be more search and rescue or recovery efforts because the Trump administration has turned protection into a racket. AG Mays added, quote, "The other thing I want to bring up with you is that we're a stand your ground state. And you know, it's kind of a recipe for disaster because you have these masked federal officers with very little identification, sometimes no identification, wearing plain clothes and masks, and we have a stand your ground law that says that if you reasonably believe your life is in danger and you're in your house or your car or on your property, that you can defend yourself with lethal force. Legally, AG Mays is correct, so Trump's DOJ will probably press charges against her. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for January 26, 2026, the 371st day of the Sex Offender Administration. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on MindDog TV.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Crapping. Unmute, you muted, mute. Oh, you know what we've got to do? Let's go live. We'll do it live. Oh, look, we already got a pot. Chat room. God, never ending.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
The bots are always favorite.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
I don't know. Not much to laugh about these days, is there? Oh. Where are we all? We are Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, still on X somehow, Instagram, over there on Cubs Network, Kick with Bot, and something with an M. I don't know what that is. Anyway, good morning, folks. It's Monday, January 26th, 2026. It's 126, 26. How about that? Boy, most of my life, I have wondered how people live day to day during the Nazi occupation. I mean, how do you go on with your life? You get up, you brush your teeth, you take a shower, you get ready, maybe you have breakfast, you get dressed, you go to work. Somehow, all this while there's a Nazi occupation happening out in the streets, and they can breaking down doors and just intimidating the hell out of people, and pure evil going on. And then maybe if you're lucky, you get to go home, if you have a home, and then you have dinner, maybe you fuck your wife, you go to bed, and you do it all over again. All the while, a Nazi occupation is going on. And it's like, how do people go on with their lives during that? Now I know. People are watching football games. They're, I don't know, I'm sharing ridiculous, meaningless reels for traction in traffic on YouTube and wherever, and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and blah, 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 blah. And life goes on unless you're dead, unless you've been executed, murdered in the street. Let me just tell you about this Alex Preddy guy. He's better than you. He's better than all of us. This guy was a nurse who took care of people. He spent his last moments protecting a woman who had been brutally pushed down by a thug. That was what got him killed. He got in the way of somebody beating on a woman, an innocent woman who was out there protesting peacefully. It's just, I don't know. I keep saying that it feels like unless we start killing back, there's no way out of this. Now, people are, oh, you're crazy, you're overreacting. An innocent man with a cell phone filming what was going on was execution style murdered. Not just one shot either. Not just one shot to the back of the head, although that's how it started. 10 shots. 6 guys holding him down. They already took his gun, and he never drew his gun. And people say, well, why do you have a gun? Well, who goes to a peaceful protest with a gun? When you have MAGA thugs attacking people who are out there peacefully protesting, yeah, a guy who has a registered gun is going to bring it to protect himself, just in case. He never pulled it out, and he never got a chance to pull it out. But the people that, oh, he came to do damage, to hurt, to kill. ICE, if he wanted to do that, he would have pulled it and started shooting. People who, I don't know if you know this about people who are homicidal maniacs. They generally don't wait. You know, school shooters, they come in, they blaze of glory, shooting the minute they get in. If he wanted to do damage, he would have done damage. He didn't. And so where are we, America? Here we are. We are at a place where the Gestapo, yeah, don't call us Nazis, don't call us Gestapo, but we're going to go just to executing people in the street. They are executing innocent people, the best of us, in the street. And here we are. Let's make light of this. Let's make jokes about it like the Rev was doing earlier. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't know how we go on from here. So that's what I'm. Is that good news? Here's some good news for you. Remember, I told you about Waterfly. First product placement. Waterfly, little bag, CrossFit bag. It goes around your body. I'm going to use this tomorrow on the gig, by the way. Storage unit here for whatever guitar picks. In my case, maybe some money, maybe my wallet, all that kind of stuff. A little place for your water bottle there. You strap it on. I'm going to use this on the gig tomorrow. I have a gig tomorrow at a facility. Put my capo in there. Put my guitar picks in there. Put my money in there, and I'll videotape it. But there's a link in the description for them. And, we've had so many offers by people. Oh, I'll send you the product and you try it out. And if you like it, you can promote it and blah, blah, blah. This is the first company that actually followed through. I got it on, I guess, Saturday it came. So that's one thing. One thing that's impressive. Somebody actually follows through on stuff. Porn stars. They follow through on stuff. Yeah. I don't know. Lately, and it comes in clusters. And when I say comes, I mean it comes in clusters. People with recognizable adult film star names have been following me on different social medias. And I see it. I recognize some of the names. Like, yeah, I mean, because I don't know if you know this about me, but there was a time not too long ago when I was trying to get some of these people on the show, and we've had male porn people on, but the ladies are a little difficult. I've had one in 6 years, so that's a pretty lame record there, right? But so I had this one. Riley Reed, who claimed the fun. Now, this was a fake one. I could tell because you know what? You could tell because she's got 3 followers on Instagram. Like, you're not the real porn star. A real porn star would have 33,000 or more followers, or 33 million followers, whatever. You don't have 33 followers and you're following me. So I ignored it. And then there was another one. And then yesterday or the day before, no, yesterday on Twitter, a lady named Mia Malkova followed me. And I was like, are you real? Are you even real? I mean, and she said hello and she started a chat with me. And I'm like, okay, here it comes. She's going to be scamming me or something. No, she's just saying hello. I said, are you the real Mia Malkova? Because I know the name and I think we've tried to have her on the podcast before. And she said, yes, I'm definitely the real one. And you know, can verify that. Whatever. So I said, would you like to be on my podcast? She said, yeah. Wait, what? Sounds like fun. Wait. But turns out she's not going to do it. Because like most ladies in adult film, they're used to getting compensated for any time they're on camera. And we don't pay guests. Which is a shame. Unless I just take a nickel from GD, here's the deal bucket. And just kind of throw her a nickel. Maybe I could get her on the program. But anyway, having conversation with her, I think she's the genuine real deal. And I would like to have that conversation. Why? Because I'm fascinated with the life. I'm fascinated with what gets me about porn people. The confidence it takes to show your butthole on camera. I could never show my butthole on camera. Listen, I couldn't show my penis on camera, even though it's glorious and beautiful and something to behold. You're just shy about it. And so where you get the confidence to show your butthole on camera? That's the only question I have here. And that's the show for you, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Now we know how you get the confidence to share your butthole on film. Anyway, John Rulo, a friend of mine who is a music artist, will be joining us sometime in the next whatever this show lasts for. Elizabeth Croydon, who might pop in or might not, will be here. And in a few seconds, we're going to say hello to 2 deviates who are always here, basically. And so there's that. So I don't know. We're colostomizing your colostomy bag, and your colostomy bag is full of psychedelics and content.
Mind Bloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
Oh. And let me just roll a banner for, I can't see. Good morning. In the room with me now are a king of porn aficionados, Ron Kane, and also that other guy, TD Fenderson. Good morning, TD.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Are you still snowed in? You can binge watch all 119 episodes of the Church of Last Resort. That'll last about 119 hours. Or you can just watch the funny parts and be done in an hour. Go to MindDogTV.com/merch, huh?
Go to
MindDogTV.com/merch for all the stuff that you don't need but you ought to have.
Like a colostomy bag from Mind Bloom?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I think we got about 9 inches here. I don't know about the snow.
That's nothing. That's nothing compared to what we have.
Yeah, we got about 14 here.
Yeah.
13?
And that's without where I am. I have constant wind drifts, so even when we plow, if there's a breeze, it gets covered back up. You can't
13. Let me just tell you, 13 inches is bad luck.
Yeah, but I think Ron said 14.
No, he said 13. Didn't he say 13?
No, I said 14.
Oh, I can't hear. I can't see.
Not with those glasses. Not with those glasses. You can't hear.
Here's the deal with here's your nickel. I got the glasses. You can see I got the glasses.
Yeah, and you should be with those glasses. You should be able to see everything we say.
I can't see nothing. They don't. They said there's some kind of rule with magnification on these glasses that they can't. In New York State, they're not allowed to give you anything over 1.5 magnification. And my glasses that I lost were 3.0. So
were they prescription or something? Did you have those specially made? Or
no, I just my eyes just keep getting worse as I get older. So
but you said in New York you can't get 1.5. You can't get more than 1.5. But you had a 3. So did you get them out of state? Is that contraband?
No, these are 1.5.
No, the ones that you said that were 3. How did you get them?
Oh, I got them in the past. They changed the law.
Oh, okay.
That happens, Every once in a while you can change shit.
Yeah, I was just wondering how you got them, and that's all.
I didn't get them now.
If you're just
I know that I'm talking about.
If you're just tuning in, we are congratulating Matt on his recent role in the new Mr. Magoo reboot happening later this year. So please,
I couldn't tell who was speaking. I can't.
So, are there places where they have the 3 that you can order them online?
I have to go to another state to go. I have to have them shipped to another state. Like I could have them shipped to Maryland and then drive to your house and go get them or something. I think I don't know. New York State doesn't want me. My eyes getting more. They're trying to force me to go get prescription glasses, and if they want to pay for them, I'm fine with that. Sure, get me prescription glasses.
So you can't order them on Amazon and they deliver them because it's illegal in New York.
And I'm not ordering anything on Amazon because Jeff Bezos is a fucking Trump supporter.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, okay, yeah, I agree. I don't order anything on Amazon, anything. Anyway, occasionally, that's a half truth. I've been paid for services in gift cards from time to time, and I've gotten 2 Amazon gift cards, and both times, as soon as I registered the gift card, Amazon they signed me up for their streaming service, and they started taking out. And when I went to go use the gift card, it was 0. And I'm like, what the fuck? And that's what they did. That's part of the lawsuit that they have to pay people money back.
So Ron, you didn't answer my text last night. Are you aware of Mia Malkova?
He answered it.
Yeah, I did answer that text.
You did?
Yeah, I said
he said he knows the name.
I didn't get it. Anyway, I had, I'm not a big adult film guy, but I did know of that name.
Yeah, you like little adults. You like little adults. You don't do big adult films.
And with your eyesight, you can keep it on all the time, and you're probably just telling people, "Oh, I didn't realize
it's called
that."
midget porn, first of all, not little adults. So I knew the name because I vaguely remembered seeing a film that she was in. Now I thought, here's what I thought. I thought she was small-breasted. Is that the word? A little titty. that's the word I'm looking for.
Itty bitty titty committee.
Yeah, but so I go on her Twitter because she followed me on Twitter, and I was like, well, that seems like, oh no, another porn star following me. What the hell is this? I go on her Twitter profile, and there's like porn on her. I didn't know you could do porn on Twitter. Like this.
Oh yeah, porn. Yeah, porn was always good on Twitter, and then Elon ruined it. So,
but now she's got these massive boobies. Like, holy moly!
It could be like your glasses. Back when she got them, they were legal, but now
I still have these for when I actually want to see. Maybe I should put both on, like at the same time.
So you get to wear two 1.5s, and that's a 3.
So the question, I'm not going to get to ask. Well, we've been having a little conversation going back and forth, and she may actually, but I don't think so. She probably wants money. But the question, like, you don't start in porn and have little titties and become people know you, and then you get these fake titties, right? Like, and they don't grow after you're an adult. Like, your titties are what your titties are, right? Or am I wrong? Nobody just goes from little titty to tremendous titty after they're already an adult, right? Right?
I
Tell me I'm
have
right.
I have a niece who inherited the Fenderson breastises, and she was up to a D cup, and she got them reduced as an adult. She got them reduced to a C cup.
Reduced.
And yeah, and within a year they were back to being D cups. They grew back.
Wow.
I don't know how that works, but it's not unusual.
It's not unusual for your tits to get bigger. But
yeah, actually, it should be like, but
yeah. So I'm trying to avoid the whole thing, but I got to play the video because I just, in Nazi Germany, they didn't have the internet, and they didn't have instant video and cell phone video of everything that went on. So people,
but they documented everything on film anyway.
Yeah,
not everything. They didn't they weren't like every once in a while you get a photograph of a guy with a gun to the back of the head type of thing.
There was also a video, but they probably got rid of it.
But that was just the stuff that we saw. The Nazis are, like GD said, they documented everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the actual, for their snuff films, because they loved it. They jerked off to it at night, right? But I want to show a video, a comparison of Kristi Noem describing what happened behind what actually happened, and the disparity is it's overwhelming how much she's lying to. It's just lying to your face. Here we go. I'm just going to play this. I'm sorry if you've had enough. I appreciate that you've had enough, but this needs to be said.
Approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The officers attempted to disarm this individual, but the armed suspect reacted violently. Fearing for his life and for the lives of his fellow officers around him, an agent fired defensive shots. Medics were on the scene immediately and attempted to deliver medical aid to the subject, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect also had 2 magazines with ammunition in them that held dozens of rounds. He also had no ID. This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at the scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement. About hundreds of protesters then showed up at the scene. They began to obstruct and to assault law enforcement officers. We saw objects being thrown at them, including ice and other objects, and a rampant assault began. Crowd control measures were deployed to bring safety to the public and to law enforcement at the scene. And once again, I want to remind everybody that this situation and this tragedy did not have to happen. Our law enforcement are doing everything that they can to protect the public. We're praying for this deceased loved one's family and friends, but we also recognize that the Minnesota governor and the Minneapolis mayor need to take a long, hard look in the mirror. They need to evaluate their rhetoric, their conversations, and their encouragement of such violence against our citizens and our law enforcement officers. I'll remind you that Governor Walz today in his press conference said that our officers were not even law enforcement, which is a lie. He's called them the Gestapo. He's encouraged residents and citizens and violent rioters to resist. He's doxed their identities, putting themselves and their families' lives in jeopardy. He's refused to turn over murderers to federal law enforcement officers. He's protected illegal criminals and protected them from being brought to justice, and even overseen a historic, unprecedented theft of American taxpayer dollars. Tens of billions of dollars were stolen under his watch, and he allowed it to happen, and in some instances may have even facilitated it.
All right, let's talk about that. So how was that money with the fake daycare scandal part of this story? And why did she even?
Because they have to say that because it's just a straight up murder. That guy was murdered.
Absolutely. And she talked about Walz protecting criminals. Who's protecting the criminal here? Who is actually protecting a murderer and making all sorts of excuses? Murderers. Well, I don't know. I know one guy shot him in the back of the head, and I see other guns out. But
we're forgetting that Renee Good was also killed, and if it wasn't the same guy that shot Renee Good as them, murderers.
Right. Okay. But in that case, there were 10 shots fired into this guy. That is way overkill, even if you thought he still had a gun on, which they know he didn't have a gun on because they disarmed him. And he told them he had a gun when they started wrestling on the ground. The other part, I mean, there's so much in it that's bullshit. She says he approached them with a 9mm gun. Yeah, he had a 9mm gun, concealed carry in his back of his waistband, but he approached.
Legal.
He didn't really approach them. He had a cell phone and he was holding it at them. They came at him. They threw a woman down. He got in the middle of them and a woman, the woman who was thrown to the ground. And then they started beating him up, pepper spraying him, pistol whipping him, bashing him in the head, which is also illegal. And real law enforcement would never do that. You don't just bash somebody in the head because you could kill them.
Then empty a clip into them when they're on the ground.
Yeah. So
starting from the rear,
right?
Yeah.
And
law enforcement will do that. They have shot people running away. So let's.
Yeah, but even if you thought he was a threat, as she's trying to say, they felt threatened. One shot would definitely be enough, even in the worst imaginable cases where they thought they were going to get killed and they didn't think they were going to get. But 10 shots, there is no excuse for it. And they're just kind of, they have no shame, and it's one after another. And it's once, this is where it gets really it's just disgusting, is that it's not just Kristi Noem and Bovino and Trump and Stephen Miller and all these fucking Nazis. It is regular people all over, people trying to defend this, looking for a way to not make this come back on the administration somehow. Defend the administration at all costs. And this is just, it's so fucking infuriating when I see people trying to make excuses for this shit as if it could not happen to them. It will, and eventually they will come for you. This is not just a poem from Nazi Germany. Eventually they will get to you because you can even look Aryan. You could be white as hell and Aryan and think you were going to get away with it with your white privilege and your Aryan blonde hair and blue eyes. Eventually, you're the obsolete one too. You're not part of the billionaire elite class. You're not part of the, unless you're fucking marching with a Trump sticker on your fucking forehead, they're coming for you. And so stop making excuses for them. It's just fucking infuriating. And I don't know how we get out of this without full on civil war. I don't see any way out of it. Go ahead, talk me off the ledge.
You just said you can't see any way out of it, so I'm not going to try to talk you off the ledge.
I don't think it's going to be a civil war. I just think everywhere ICE goes, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse.
Until what?
Until more people getting killed, and like a mass style execution.
And how does it end? What's the end game? Does it ever end?
I don't know.
Well, eventually it has to end, yes. Even if it ends with the destruction of every human being on the planet, yes, nothing lasts forever. Now, specifically how it's going to end, no idea.
I mean,
every time. I'm sorry, go ahead, Ron.
I was just going to say, I mean, the conservatives right now, a lot of them won't even have town halls because they've been so pussified and they can't even face their constituents. And they're even afraid to talk about all these rising costs, which they signed up for. And now you have ICE murdering citizens. I mean, the slowed down video of that, the nice slowed down 4K video that you see everything, and it is not good.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But how many people still put up with this lie, though? I mean, it's so obvious he was murdered.
Yeah, how many people not just put up with this lie, but also villainize him like he's the bad guy in this. Like he shouldn't have been in.
But to me, that's kind of the fun part, because now you see these idiots, which me and you have talked, Matt, which we knew was going to happen. These idiots now going against the Second Amendment.
Trump put out a statement about that. If you are carrying a gun, nobody should be carrying a gun on the streets. Like, wait a minute, this is your core principle. This is what you built your identity on for the last 40 years. How do you?
Not only that, we have Trump. We know we have eyewitness testimony that during the January 6th riots, Trump asked his people to get rid of the magnetometers. Okay, we have eyewitness testimony, sworn testimony, that Trump said to get rid of the magnetometers, and they said those people have guns. He says, they're my people. They're not here to hurt me. So he knew that they had guns, but since they weren't for him, he was fine with it. And who knows? I can't even count how many times gun rights activists have brought guns out to rallies. Okay, march the streets. Republicans, or I shouldn't say Republicans, let's say Second Amendment people, march in the streets with not just guns, handguns, but long guns, rifles, automatic or semi-automatic guns, marching in the streets, in protesting their rights to bear arms, or showing up in places that are not gun rallies, armed to the teeth, trying to incite riots, like with Charlottesville.
Totally.
So, and that goes back to 81, 82 is one of the ones that I think about personally, because that I miss being at that rally by a cunt's hair. This was back in 82 in North Carolina, at Greensboro, North Carolina, and Black groups and the Communist Party were putting together a pro-labor march for equal rights and equal pay. And the police were instructed to stay away from that rally. And the Klan showed up, or Klan-type people showed up with guns and bats and axes and just slaughtered people. And the police were told to stay away till around 1 o'clock. And sure enough, around 1 o'clock, the police show up. But now all the damage is done. And when the police showed up, they knew what they were walking into. They didn't have ambulance to first with them. So this is the history of this country, So I don't understand. They're not going to be able to just walk away or walk it back now. Like Kash Patel is trying to walk it back, saying that people shouldn't be at rallies with guns.
The NRA, are they forgetting who pays their fucking salary? I mean, the National Rifle Association was not going to be funding people or saying, maybe they forgot who signs their checks. But, so let's move on. My friend John Rulo is here.
Okay, John, I was wondering what a John Rulo was.
You know what a John Rulo is. Jackie was on talking about his friend John. I didn't know they knew each other. I've known John for about 20 years now, maybe a little more than that. I've known Jackie for 40 years. I never knew that they knew each other. Jackie had some weird nickname for him when he was on. Tell him bada bing. Nah. Well, I forget what he called him. But John is a musician friend who is a prolific writer. I've been listening to his music every time he publishes something on social media. Been listening to his music for a long time. And then just recently, he came out with an album, and it's produced. Like, wait a minute. John just generally goes on with an acoustic guitar and just sings stuff. He is politically inclined. A lot of his songs are about humanity, public stuff, popular current events and all that stuff. And then he comes out with a full-fledged album that has, like, all these instrumentations. I was like, what happened? Did he buy a studio? Anyway, I want to talk about it now. He's here. Let's say, wait, did I just add him? Wait, where is he?
Well, I don't see his face.
Oh, yeah, John, your camera's not on. Good morning, John. Are you there?
My camera should be on.
It's not on.
Why not?
Well, if it is on, you are very dark. And
Yeah,
I thought I was the darkest one on the show.
Oh, that could be. Oh, there you are.
Am I here?
Yeah, well, you were there. Now it went black again.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Now we're seeing your floor. Oh, now we're seeing your face.
Oh,
now,
shit. You know what it is? Hey, maybe you can help me out. I'm like illiterate when it comes to this shit.
The camera's on reverse. You're using your phone.
No, it's my phone. It's my phone. Oh no, wait, there I am.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
you were.
Phone.
We saw you.
I don't want to use my phone. I want to use my PC. How do I do that?
Down in there's a little tool thing at the bottom. It looks like a nut next to. And now in there it says there's a camera, and you can choose your camera. There's a little drop down in
camera. There we go. There we go.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. You taught me something.
I don't. Well, that's
okay. That's better.
Anyway, good morning. Good to see you.
Hey.
How
just
much
came in from getting rid of some ice.
I was just gonna say how
much people or the people or the weather.
No, the weather.
Oh.
Yeah. People know that I'm on Long Island. John is on Long Island, and we live on different continents. Actually, I am on the northeast side. He's on the southwest side, and a whole different. So I'm going to ask, what kind of weather did you get? Did you get more ice than snow? Did you get a lot?
It was first snow, a lot of snow, and then woke up this morning, it was all ice. But I have this awesome neighbor who has a great snowblower, and he did my property 3 times. So,
wow. Good to have
guy.
He's not my neighbor, unfortunately. He's 120 miles or whatever far away.
Aren't we all neighbors?
No.
We're supposed to be. But.
Jim is neighbors.
Oh. Google it, guys.
Yeah.
Although it's not spelled the same way.
So, John, we've been talking about politics, and it's just you can't escape it. So before we talk about your music, I just have to say, I witnessed your conversation online with our current common acquaintance, I guess, this Nick fella. I thought he was your cousin. Turns out he's Art's cousin.
Well, Art is my brother-in-law, so Art is my wife's brother.
Ah.
So Nick is my wife's cousin and my cousin through marriage.
Wow. So yeah, I appreciate how difficult. I don't know how difficult it was for you, but for me, the last year and couple of months have been very difficult because I had to cut a lot of these totally Nazi scumbag people out of my life. First of all, disappointed to find out after knowing some people all my life that this is how deep they are in the cult.
Right.
But do you feel any remorse about? It's never an easy thing to say. Go fuck yourself, and whatever you said, take your crucifix and shove it up your ass.
You know, I think I feel more disappointment than anything to know that people I've known my whole life and loved and cared for are showing their true colors. I mean, you did it a long time. You did it long before I did. You know, when you split up with Mikey. You know.
Yeah.
But listen, I had a member of my band. He has a portrait of Trump on his dining room wall, and like I don't get it. I don't fucking get it.
And when we get to a situation like yesterday, where you clearly see a man get shot in the back of his head, you would think at this point somebody has to feel it in their heart, and they're still saying, well, if I admit that this is wrong, that makes my cult leader look bad. And I can't. So all the principles, everything I believe in, all my humanity goes out the window for a pedophile, rapist cult leader.
I know. It's. I feel like my head's going to explode because I just don't get any of this.
Right.
You know.
So I open the show.
Be pro-family. Be pro-family people. Don't want to protect families.
Right.
So I'm working my way back towards the music stuff because I started the show this morning saying I wondered how Nazi Germany lived day to day, just waking up in the morning, doing whatever they have to do, going to a job, coming home, having sex, whatever people do in their lives, going through life day to day, watching sports, or listening to sports in Nazi Germany. How the hell you get through that? So the question I have for you is, and I'm assuming I kind of have some inclination about what your answer is going to be, but how can you even focus on making music in the time and space that we are in?
It's difficult. It's really, and I've written so many songs about this subject that I'm getting sick of myself.
Yeah.
Okay, you said it was difficult. My question is it difficult technically, like you can't get your head around it, or is it difficult because the things that you really feel and that you really want to say, you really would never want to put in a song?
No, I put it in there. I put it in there. And listen, I songwriting is so weird. I think we talked about this before. It's just I've been doing it since I'm a teenager, and I have a catalog of thousands of songs, and it's just the way my brain works. Everything's a song. But songwriting comes pretty easy to me. But after a while, especially with the politics, I sound like a broken record. It's the same shit over and over and over again. Where I'm going, I can't do this anymore. It's not, it helps. I guess it helps me. It's like cathartic for me. But who's listening to it? The people who agree with me.
Yeah. And I appreciate that sentiment is that is anybody who really needs to be hearing this, listening and thinking about it, and actually having an open mind towards what's really going on. But coming back to the disappointment, I mean, you grew up and I grew up in an era where people with this kind of music, that kind of music, music that had meaning to it beyond social redeeming music about current events, that was part of the culture that we grew up in.
Right.
And you saw people who loved that stuff and celebrated the artists, whether it was Bob Dylan or Crosby, Stills, Nash, all these people who had those kind of lyrics. And now those people are all fucking hardcore Republican Nazis. I don't want to say conservative because there's nothing conservative about what we're seeing from those people now. So that part is so disappointing to me, to see people who were singing "Give Peace a Chance" now singing "Blow the Guy Away" or whatever.
Yeah. Did you ever hear the song I put out a while back, a couple of months ago, called "My Generation"?
Yeah.
It's like, where did everybody go?
Right.
Yeah.
How they, and it's all because of just this wanting to protect a reality TV star con man. It's like, really, what has he ever done for you? Where that love comes from? So I don't get it. But let's talk about it, because you did a whole album, Me, Myself, and I.
I did 3 of them. I put 3 albums out, and the first one's called Child's Play. The second one's called Untangling the Past. And I just did this one, Me, Myself, and I.
Yeah. Cool stuff. Now, I was shocked when I started listening to it that, first of all, I was like, wow, listen to the production on it. The production value is fucking like he went to a top grade studio and all this stuff. And then I'm hearing mandolins and all sorts of instruments. I'm playing, does John play all this stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Tell me about how you did this, because I think it's going to be interesting.
Okay. First of all, I've always been a purist, I always felt that a good song has to stand up with just acoustic guitar and a vocal, or a piano and a vocal, whatever. And back in the days, listening to the Beatles and the Stones and all that shit back in the 60s and so, whenever I heard a band like do overdubs and shit like that in the studio, used to piss me off, because I used to say, no, you got to be able to play it live.
Yeah.
But then the Beatles became more of a recording act than a touring act, and studio tricks and everything. So anyway, my brother sent me this YouTube video of this songwriter out in California. I forgot his name, and he said, Terry, I want to show you this. And he takes his guitar and he sings a song into this program. And he goes, watch this. And he hits a button. And 20 seconds later, the same thing that he just sung came out produced with a full band, you know, bass, guitars, the whole bit. And I'm going, holy shit, that's fucking crazy. I got to check this out. So I did. And I'm conflicted about what I'm doing, but you know, if I had somebody who was going to produce me, he would take me into the studio, spend a lot of money, hire musicians, blah, 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 to get the sound. There's an AI program that does this in 15 seconds. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, but it's your voice, right?
It's my voice enhanced. Well, I sing it and play rhythm guitar, upload it into this program. It asks me what I want to do, and I'll tell it, give me a mandolin, give me a choir, give me a piano, give me a Hammond organ, give me pedal steel guitar, give whatever. And holy shit. And the thing that's mind-blowing is say the song I upload is 4 or 5 minutes. This thing gives me a perfect production in 20 seconds.
Right. Yeah.
How does that happen?
It's mind-blowing, and it fooled me because it's very authentic sounding and very real sounding. It doesn't sound AI. And my first inclination was to think maybe there's some AI, but it sounds like the you I know from just acoustic guitar and
right.
vocal stuff.
What it does is the program, it gets to know you. It knows when I sign on, it knows, hey, that's John, you know, and you create a persona voice. So you upload yourself singing whatever songs you've got, you know, and it kind of takes your voice and enhances it, you know. Well,
GD hates you already. I can see he wants to kill you. He wants to murder you. He wants to jump out of his window and come and kill you.
I totally understand. I totally
well, John, don't listen to what he's saying about what he thinks I think.
He knows I tell him the truth.
Matt has a warped perception of truth sometimes.
Don't we all?
So he doesn't want to kill you. He wants to kill AI. He hates AI. He wants to
I don't hate AI. I think AI is useful.
I have a quote. I have a quote from you on tape.
Yes, you probably have a quote of me saying I hate a lot of shit in the moment. But when I think about it, and when I think about the way I truly feel about things, it's not always hate. It's I sometimes I hate what it's done. I hate what's happening with it, but I understand intellectually it's a tool, like a hammer.
I think this is, if you're a songwriter, you know, I could never afford to go into the studio, and you know, I used to do a lot of things with my friend Ray. I put like 3 or 4 albums out. My friend Ray has a home studio, you know, with the Johnny Rules stuff, and it took a couple of months before we got a song done.
Right.
And it costs money to pay an engineer and get musicians to come in. And what took 6 months, I can do in 20 minutes. It's nuts.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? When it gets to the point that the quality is impressive and you're happy with the sound, then it just seems bizarre to go out and do it. Why should I put all that time, energy, and money into something that I can get exactly what I want?
Sure.
Without.
I mean, I would love to play this stuff live, you know, get a band and go out and play live. But you know as well as I do, we're in Long Island, where everything's a freaking tribute band or cover band, and to find 4 other guys to, you know, learn this shit the way I produced it. Where are you going to find guys that just want to do it for the heck of it?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I recorded a CD with just the one. It was a dream project, and I did it in 1994 or something like that. And the band that recorded it with me was my ex band. Okay, we knew we were never going to perform it live because we were spread out over like 3 different states. You know, I'm in Maryland. The bass player was in Iowa. the keyboard player was in Hyattsville, where he was the closest person to me. So we knew we were never going to perform it live. That was not the point. The point was we wanted to document us playing.
Right.
And so I put together a band to produce it. I put together a band to perform it live. I told my wife says, "Why'd you give up?" I said, "Because musicians are such assholes." It's just,
John, you got a new fan in New Zealand. Heavy Kev says, "Well, I can't read that because it's blurred out to me now."
It says beautiful vocals. I wish I knew. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So you're worldwide now.
Yeah, look at that, right?
So,
he's in New Zealand.
All the way down to the other side of the planet. Good news. So I really love listening to it. And that's the bottom line here. And this is the kind of case I've been making about this AI. And I know all the purists and all the people who object to this kind of thing, but my whole line is if you find value in it and it lifts you up and it adds value to your life, what difference does it make? I don't care how art was produced. I care about what it does for me, and it's great art. And so congratulations on some really fine work.
I put a song out on social media yesterday because I wanted to put something uplifting out there. And a few years back, I wrote a song based on the 8 Beatitudes. And I said I co-wrote this with Jesus.
Bless him. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, words by Jesus, music by John Ruler.
Right. And I felt like, oh, this would really be cool with a choir and everything, So 10 minutes later with my great new band, it came out incredible.
Let me just interrupt there a little bit, because you're not the first to do that with the Beatitudes. Simon and Garfunkel did it, right? Blessed are the meek. There's a Blessed song on an early Simon and Garfunkel album.
I must have missed it, but it's okay.
Yeah, no, but yeah, you know what? I don't think they went through them all. I think they did a couple of them. But anyway, yeah, good stuff. So I appreciate you doing that. Let's before I talk about the Jackie thing, I want to ask you about, because you did the last. What was the last? Not waltz. The
last polka.
The last polka, yeah, or artwork looking exactly like the last waltz type of thing.
Matt, how I once again, I've never been an AI guy, but all of a sudden I wanted to do the last waltz and I wanted it to look just like it. So I asked ChatGPT, whatever the heck it is.
Yeah.
I said, could you take the logo from the last waltz and make it the last polka? And it said, sure. Wow.
Polka, whatever.
Could have been tango. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, no, I get it. Sonny's Canal House, a beautiful, cool little venue right on the water down there. I played there once or twice in the summer. So I wasn't able to make it out to that. That was just last week. This was the last go around with the Cocktails, who you played with for the last, I don't know, 25 years or something.
Yeah,
right?
About 15 years.
15?
Yeah.
So that's a different band than I saw you with on the Mile when I was yelling at you from the street. Rollo!
You know what? That might have been them. Yeah,
it seems like 20 years ago.
Well, I've been with the current band for about 15 years, but the band's been around for maybe 20.
All right. Hard to, and I know it's kind of fresh. Hard to give up and walk away from, because you were.
To tell you the truth, I've been wanting to walk away from it for a couple of years, and
no, I get that.
I just kept it going and going, and finally, I just said, I can't do this anymore. And
I totally get all that, and I did the same with the band that I was with, and there had been a time before where I walked away, and you ended up playing in a band with Argon at that time somehow.
Right.
But he's now back with the Rocket 45s taking my place again. It's just like it's hard to there are times when I miss it, but then every time I see the band out there doing stuff, I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not doing that anymore. It's
like
a weird thing.
I saw a video of the 45s playing recently with the Argon, right?
Yeah.
And and I said, "Holy shit! The same act, the same songs for like forever." And that's a thing that got me. I mean, the Cocktails had a repertoire of probably 150 songs, but every time we went out, we played the same shit.
Yeah.
And I just got sick of it. I mean, I hated the sound of my own voice singing those songs.
I used to say that Mikey must be, and I was basically looking at it from his wife's perspective. He must be boring as fucking bed, like the same moves. Because I had this theory that your persona on stage is the same kind of personality that you bring to your love life.
Yeah,
sure.
And so
that was my theory about dancing. When I used to go to a club, I used to watch the way people dance.
Right. So if you start with the same song and go into the next song, and everything becomes, scripted, and you do the same moves every time you're out there, your love life has got to be boring as fuck, right?
We've been doing. Every time we end the show, we end it with the Doors. We always do People Are Strange, Love Me Two Times, and then we go into this crazy version of Soul Kitchen. The clock says it's time to close now, and then we go into When the Music's Over, and we've been doing that every show for 20 years. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah. So
John, my question for you real quick is that Matt apparently did not know that you and Jackie were friends because Jackie had a different name for you than what.
Oh yeah.
What's the name that Jackie had for you? Because Matt couldn't remember.
Mortar balls. Mortar, like cement.
Mortar balls.
Mortar balls.
Why?
How'd you get that name?
I met Jackie. There used to be there was a recording studio in Douglaston called the Recording Workshop.
Right.
I don't know if you remember Kevin Kelly and Jeff Cracky owned the place.
Yeah,
it was a really cool place. And right next door, a good friend of mine who played in one of my first original bands, Johnny Castro and the Convertibles, he had a construction company, and that was their office right next door to this recording workshop. Jackie worked in the studio, but when he needed extra money, he worked for my friend's company. So my friend got this job. There was a fire in a building in Flushing, Queens, and had to rebuild it. So he hired Jackie, he hired me, and so I knew Jackie from both the studio and through my friend, whatever. And we've been friends since when he was. What's the name of the band he had? He used to play.
Off Our Rockers.
Off Our Rockers, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was because I told him he was doing a thing at Manhasset. He had a show at Manhasset Cinemas, and we were kind of talking about that. And it was just a week ago. And I brought up your gig at Sonny's Canal, and he said, John Rulo, he goes, Johnny from Queens? I was like, well, he's from Freeport, but yeah, sure, that's it. And I was thinking there's got to be a lot of John Rulos in New York, right? Rulo is a popular Italian name, and there's probably at least a dozen of them in the New York area. I'm thinking he's got the wrong one. And then he said, oh, musician. I was like, maybe it is the right one. I was like, then mortar ball. So I was like, what the fuck is that all about?
Yeah, Jackie and I had we shared a lot of friends. I don't know if you know a guy named Dennis Blair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis is a comedian.
Yeah.
Who hung out with Jackie back in the day, and Dennis went on to bigger and better things. But we all knew each other from I think I was in my 20s when I met Jackie.
Right. And we were all in our 20s once.
Yeah.
A long time ago. But yes, are you familiar with the guy named Randy Levin, a Long Island comedian?
No.
He is a friend of Jackie's as well, or used to open for Jackie's. He was on the show Friday. He did this movie called String Theory about how when COVID hit, and people were doing lots of Zoom calls and live, and everybody put like a guitar behind them to kind of have like a status symbol or to show I'm cool. And they did this whole documentary on the thing. He was on Friday called String Theory. Check it out. I think any guitar player would find something of value in this thing about the whole experience of guitar and learning guitar and who's it for. We were talking a lot about the reason I'm bringing this up is, and I asked you about this, but in this picture, that guitar. It because I was thinking, is that the guitar he writes on? Because it looks like a thin body. Now did they place that guitar? AI placed that guitar in your hands?
You know what? I don't have many pictures of me. You know.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a picture for this album. The first album, Child's Play. I found a baby picture of me. The second album. What the heck was it called? Untangling the Past. I found a picture of me, God, in my 20s when my hair was down to here and I'm wearing a cowboy hat. And I said, I need a picture of me. I couldn't find anything. So I'm looking for all these pictures and I found a picture of me out east at one of the wineries. And I'm sitting there with a glass of wine in my hand. And I'm going, oh, that's a pretty good picture. So I asked AI, I said, could you take the subject of this picture and put a guitar in his hand, you know? And that's what came out. But the first time it did it, I'm showing it to a friend of mine. I'm going, check out this picture. And he's looking at it and he goes, do you know you got 3 arms? You got 3 arms? Not on that one, but the previous one. I had 3 arms. I had one over here, one on the fretboard, and the other one over here.
AI is fucked up like that. It'll give you extra fingers and toes and all that. But I looked at that guitar and I was like, because the tone of the guitar, and even not this AI stuff, when you do your self-produced just guitar and vocals, the tone of your guitar is really pure and sounds like a quality guitar. And then I see that thing and I'm like, that looks like a kiddie guitar.
Right.
And Jesse Wells, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Jesse Wells.
I love Jesse Wells.
He's always out in the field with these like kiddie guitars, but he makes them sound really good no matter what. And it's like, wow, do you write and record on that thing? Because it would be really surprising.
Yeah.
If that
we need more Jesse Wells in the world, you know. We need people singing out, man. It's like
I totally agree.
Did you happen to see the band on SNL this past weekend? Geese?
Yeah, I heard.
I've seen it.
Now,
Dustin Chafin was saying, who doesn't love Geese if you don't love Geese? And I was like, what the fuck is he talking about, Geese?
So my son's pretty hip and everything, and he goes, oh yeah, Geese are big, Geese are great, Geese are great. And I said, I don't know, man. I listened to him on SNL and I thought it was just horrible. Am I getting old or what, you know? Wow. But as I was talking to my son, a thing flashed up on my computer. It was a news bleep that said, Geese have the worst act to have ever appeared on Saturday Night Live ever.
Wow, that's why
I think that's fair though, because it was a terrible performance, both songs. And I guess they're supposed to be like noise rock, but someone forgot to tell them noise rock should be interesting and not boring.
Right.
Whoa. Noise rock is a thing?
Yeah. Noise has been around forever.
Well, I know noise. Okay. I'm only what I'm saying is because when I did my CD, there was one particular song that was supposed to take place in a bar. And so the bass of the music or the background was supposed to be bar sounds, like glasses and you know, just a little bit of chatter, just low enough that it's in the background. I didn't call it noise. I just said, I want a bar sound in the background throughout the whole song, because that's where it takes place. It's almost like the band is playing in the bar and you can't get rid of the bar sound.
Right.
And so that's what I had. At least that was the intent. But I didn't actually know that had a name. Is that what is that what you're talking about? Is that what noise rock is or whatever?
There is a term for that, and I forget what it is now. But in the world of sound effects, there is a term for that background bar noise, and I forget what it is. But that's not noise rock. Noise rock is kind of where you're using noise sound effects.
You could use like Sonic Youth as an example. John Spencer and the Blues Explosion. Stuff, Pussy Galore, and shit like that.
Yeah.
There's another song that we did that when my keyboard player wrote it, he wrote up the bass line, he wrote it everything, and for my part on the score it said, make noise. That's all he said for me. And I said, what do you mean make noise? He says, I just want you to make noise with your guitar. I'm not giving you notes. I'm not giving you chords. Just make noise.
Yeah.
So is that what you're talking about? That just you're using the instruments, but it's just atonal crap.
Not always instruments, could be samples and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I just didn't know. There's some things I just didn't know were a thing. I didn't know they were. I don't know.
Yeah, my guess was that I guess they're supposed to be like somewhat punk, but
I don't know what they're supposed to be.
But I just didn't. I mean, it's one thing not even really be good as a punk band, but at least you have like some flavor to you. They didn't even have flavor.
Right. They had nothing.
But I saw people raving about Geese, and Dustin was saying that if you don't love Geese, there's something wrong with you. They're great. They're a great band. Maybe he wasn't talking about that performance, but he seemed to be defending them or against people who were saying it was a terrible performance.
Well, the reason I brought them up is because what we were saying about Jesse Wells before, just getting music out there with some kind of positive message. Like back in the old days, you don't hear any of that.
Yeah. Ashley Simpson was the worst thing ever on Saturday Night Live, right? She almost barfed in the middle of a song and ran off or something. Right. Oh, she was lip syncing.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that was her thing. Yeah. But at least maybe if they were lip syncing, it would have been a little more interesting. Maybe.
Yeah. I gotta give a shout out to my brother-in-law Art. So I see you guys that became Facebook friends.
Who would have guessed that? What I wanted to say to Art yesterday, Nick is turned out to be everything Art once thought I was.
Yeah, I guess so.
I appreciate Art, and I did not know he was your brother-in-law.
Yeah,
I didn't know that this whole time, and it's been like 15 years now that we've had for about 5 years we were at each other's throats, and now we're on the same team.
Yeah, Art's the guy I always like. After I write a song, I send it to him, and what do you think? If I get my thumbs up from him, I know it's okay.
Does he plays? Right?
He plays guitar a little bit, yeah.
But he's not performing at all.
No. He plays keyboards too, but he doesn't perform.
Is he?
He's in Arizona. He lives in Arizona.
God bless him. Yeah. Good. So he's still sleeping.
Yes, maybe.
I would be. You know what? I wouldn't be. I would be out enjoying the warm weather. That's where I would be.
Yeah.
What I'd be doing in Arizona. So I'm gonna when we say goodbye, I'm gonna play a couple of your songs here from the album. But I want to talk to you a little bit longer about this. Now, do you write every day? Do you? I mean, because it seems like you're as prolific as Bob Dylan. It really does. It seems like you have enough material that you could put out like 100 albums.
I have 200 songs all produced by my new band already. I write every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And never do you push yourself to write, or you just you have to write? I mean,
no, it's just like I'll be walking down the block and go, oh, that's a great idea. I was at my sister's going through some medical shit, so I was with her at the doctor's the other day, and the doctor goes to my sister, do you have a port? Did you sign up for the portal? Where you get all your medical information? And when I heard the doctor say portal, I said, wow, portal. Wouldn't it be cool if I could find a portal to heaven? Wow. So I came home and wrote
instead of a stairway,
portal to heaven. Right. No stairway, a portal.
I'm too old to be walking these damn steps. I need a portal.
Right.
There was a portal to heaven. It reminds me of back in 1994. I was working for a cult, and they were doing some kind of event. I was an AV coordinator, and I found myself in a circle of candles. And the person who was putting on the show, she looked at me straight face and said, you're standing in a vortex to hell right now. You got your portal to heaven and a vortex
to hell.
A vortex to hell. What the hell is it doing here? Why did you build a vortex to hell inside a ballroom in a hotel? The writing part to me, I used to be one of these guys who wrote every day and found something, but to me, it just feels like I wait for the inspiration to hit me now, and it doesn't hit me as often as it used to. Maybe because I got so many other things going on. But
you're keeping busy, man. You're painting parties and your show every day, and you're playing at the VA.
Yeah.
I'll be going out and attacking ICE in the spare time.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. I'll be playing in your neighborhood tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. Where?
Meadowbrook.
Oh, really?
The Meadowbrook up on Montauk Highway in Freeport.
What time?
That's a good question. I think it's hold on, let me check my calendar. I think it's 1:00. It might be a little later than that.
Meadowbrook's on Merrick Road, right? Yeah.
Road. And Mikey's wife is the administrator, or not the administrator, CFO there. So it makes it a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Going in there. Let me see here. Calendar. Where's my damn calendar? I think it's 1:00. It might be a little. Man, you know what? I just got these glasses. It says 2:30. Yeah, 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. actually tomorrow at the Meadowbrook. Okay. If you want to stop up and do a couple of songs for the old folks.
The only thing, once again, tomorrow I'm supposed to take my sister to her treatment. So if I'm around between 2:30 and 3:30, I'll stop in and say hi.
Yeah, stop in. I'm on the 3rd floor. If they ask you at the front desk what you're doing here, I'm here to hang out with Matt.
I'm coming to harass Matt.
Yeah. Last time I was there, I ended, and there was a guy who looked like Morty Seinfeld, the guy who played Morty Seinfeld, and he was still singing long after I was done. And what he would say, he just kept saying, "I go home because I love you. You don't love me, and I'm going home." And I was like, "Where did you get that from?" I didn't sing any of that. But he just kept going on and on with it. People like, "You see what you did? You see what you did?" I was like, I didn't put that song in his head. I don't even know what song. I was thinking a little Van Morrison in there. I don't know. I'm going home.
Then they took Matt's payment and handed it to that guy and said, "Get the fuck
out." You know what bugs me out, Matt? It's
unfortunately, they never hand me payment on that. You got to submit a bill, and because Mikey's wife is the CFO, I have to wait for her to sign off on it, and she's like, "I'm holding it. I'm holding it."
She's gonna make you wait.
Very vengeful and spiteful. Which why you should be happy you got your little argon guy there to just play flute and guitar at the same time.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah, surprising that so many people are still following that after. It's gonna sound, and I think I'm not fucking full of myself here to say that the band sucks without me. So it's really surprising to see that people are going, because argon doesn't ever play rhythm. So you have bass, drums, and vocals, and a guy who's just shredding the whole fucking time.
I know.
To oldies, like how the fuck is that even tolerable for people? So I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent here.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
So now I'm coming back to where we started before we say goodbye to you. I want to talk about how are you dealing with because I asked these guys at the beginning, what's the end game here? Is the end game full on civil war? Is it the end game? He blows his brains out in a bunker somewhere. What do you have any kind of hope or idea how we get out of this?
I wish I did. It's every time I get a glimmer of hope, the next day something else happens. It's like every day you wake up to more nonsense,
Right.
And the way they blatantly lie.
It's all complete. This is why we studied 1984 back in school, by the way. It's the idea that they have no no problem lying when there's videotape proving that everything they say is not just a little white lie. It's a complete opposite of what happened. The guy approached the police officers with a 9mm. No, he was standing still with a phone in his hand. That was.
I think the problem is, I mean, even if Trump dies, whatever, by natural causes or by whatever, there's still that regime behind him. You still the Steve Millers and the Curtis Yarvins and the Peter Thiels, the ones that are really running the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be different if Trump were the actual mastermind and then he died. They'd be rudderless. But he's not the mastermind. The mastermind are the Stephen Millers and stuff. They're the masterminds. And now Trump was just a vehicle, just a vessel. Pretty much an empty vessel that they could just shape and mold. So they'd have to find another vessel, or maybe since some of the damage is done, they could ride the wave a little bit.
I don't think they have to find another vessel. Like they already handpicked the one in waiting, and which is why every time somebody brings up impeachment or any of impeachment, you can't impeach two guys at once,
right?
And so they have the next vessel already waiting in line, and this is why I think, and this is why I'm surprised that they haven't invoked the 25th Amendment yet and tried to remove him, because I thought that's what Vance's role was, just to be a stand-in until he proved himself batshit crazy enough for them to just say, okay, let's get rid of him and put in our younger version of him.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason that Vance is not a good vessel, I mean, he's okay. Stephen Miller and them, there's like 12 different people with plans. That's why it's so chaotic. There's like 12 different people with control over Trump. And that's why Trump can be yanked this way for tariffs and yanked this way for this, that. And so, but Peter Thiel may not want 9 of those 12 things. So he may only be interested in 3. And if advances in, Peter Thiel is the guy. And so those other 9 are going to be fighting for control again. They don't want to give up the control they've had.
Yeah.
I'm taking off my vanity glasses and putting
that could be part of the reason why Trump has not been removed, and they put in a younger, more quote masquerade version.
Right.
Well, Vance doesn't have the charisma or anything.
Oh no, absolutely not.
He's got nothing to him besides being a cum dumpster. That's about it.
But he doesn't. The cult doesn't. They've had their fill of the charisma. They love Trump and all that stuff. But at this point, now they have the power, and Peter Thiel is just pulling the strings for Vance. So I think they will be happy to replace Trump with.
But it's okay. But we're talking about 2 different things, though. The powers that be, the billionaires, would love to get rid of Trump. The thing is, the cult follows Trump.
Right.
It would be like replacing Jim Jones with Jim Jones Jr. or something.
Yeah, they're so far in that they're not going to abandon it once Trump dies. Or is impeached.
I think they would. I think they would follow Trump, because if you look at what happens with elections where Trump is not involved, where he's not on the ballot, a lot of them don't show up. A good 10-15% of them do not show up. So Trump loses, his acolytes lose a lot of elections, because the followers are saying, no, we're Trumpites. Okay, they're okay, yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene is his friend. But actually, she's not a good case, because she actually won her election. But she won her election before Trump, before MAGA, I think.
Yeah. One more from Heavy Kev before we let John go and play some of his music here. He said, hi, John. I can't read this and have it up there. I'm very critical of most music due to shit songwriting. Your new album has given me hope. So,
cool. That's cool.
Unfortunately, John doesn't know how to turn on his comments on YouTube, or so you let
CD
Baby put that
I
up.
Looked into that. The comments are on my YouTube channel, but the albums were put onto YouTube by CD Baby, and I can't figure out how to put comments on for that.
You know what? CD Baby should know that the algorithm depends on engagement for them to boost it to you. I'm surprised that they would do that. I'm even surprised that CD Baby exists anymore.
Yeah.
Because I've used DistroKid, I think, now, but you know what? And they just put it on YouTube for you. So obviously, and I brought this up the other day when I knew you were coming on. CD Baby is going to collect the revenue from this program as I go to. I'm going to play a couple of your songs when we say goodbye, but you're never going to get that money. So CD Baby is going to put that into account, hold it for you, saying when you reach a certain level,
right,
but you're never going to reach that level. So we're just going to hold it for you, take interest, put it in an account, it's get interest on it.
I have to tell you, CD Baby, I get a check from CD Baby regularly.
Oh, big money.
Yeah, big money. It's got to be like a $50 it's a $50 point, but I've been getting checks like $120, $115, $130 which the other day I looked at my account and it said $1.93, you know, and then 2 days later, congratulations, $121 is coming your way. So
there you go. It's you know what? It's something. And this is one thing that first of all, I'm glad you're going to get some money from this because we're running on YouTube. YouTube will pay CD Baby and put that money in your account. But $50 is good. I thought the threshold was like much higher than that, so that they hold on to it in perpetuity and just keep getting interest on it. You don't get that interest that they hold it for.
I think you could set the threshold. You know,
yeah.
They give you a choice.
Oh, that's nice. DistroKid is not that way. DistroKid, I think it's $150, and you have to wait no matter what.
You have 3 years.
Yeah,
I know.
And in that 3 years, they're getting interest on it that you don't get.
Right.
The
whole thing is messed up, you know.
Yeah. So anyway, I appreciate you coming on the program. We're going to play a couple of your songs, and you'll see a little notification. Somebody has used your. Don't put a copyright strike on me. So you're going out and shoveling today, or are you done shoveling, or your neighbor did it all for you?
I got to just clean up a little bit, you know.
Good for you. Last question before I let you go.
Sure.
Freeport, the nautical mile. Is
done?
It's dead?
Done.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
E.V. Elliott's has been closed up for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Even in the summertime, it's
dead? Done. Yeah. The last owners ran it to the ground. So somebody new is supposed to take it over summer 2026.
Wow. What a shame. There was a time when it was just, and I know being living in the neighborhood, it must have got a little annoying at times. But there was a time when it was just so much fun.
Yeah,
and so inspiring from a musical. It's like you could go in there and with under the guise of playing cover music and then play original music and stuff like that, and have a really good time. It's a shame to see that gone.
Yeah, there's nothing left.
Yeah,
there's nothing left down there.
Anyway, thanks for being here, and give my love to Art and my hate to Nick.
Okay, guys, thanks. Nice seeing you all. Maybe I'll catch you tomorrow at the nursing home.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
That's another thing that scares me. It's not gonna be much longer before somebody's playing for us in the nursing home.
I'm a few years younger than you, but I'll be there. I'll be there before you. You can come and play for me. When you're done, I'll go. I go home. I love you. You don't love me.
All
right.
Thanks a lot, Matt.
Bye for now. Okay. Mortar Balls, John Rulo. You know who's here? It looks like Queen Elizabeth Croydon is here, but no, she's not here. What happened? Is she here or not here? I put her in, and why is because no, we're in there. Why is she not coming into the studio there? She's in. It says remove. Now she's gone. Maybe that was just a
just wait for her to bring the noise, then you'll know she's here.
A mirage. Maybe it was just a mirage. Let me
now I reached out to Jackie to let him know that Mortar Balls was on the air in case he wanted to pop on, but he didn't respond.
He's probably still sleeping. Let me play a song by John Rulo.
Which song is it? Oh, Wish I Knew. Okay.
I wish I knew how to fix the world
Wish I knew. Didn't he say that?
Wish I knew how to set it right. I wish I had the magic words that could bring some hope and shed some light. I wish I knew how to move your heart and make you cry only tears of joy. I wish I had the magic touch and the blind faith of a little boy. Which ones of us are crazy? Which ones of us are sane? Does it even really matter? We all share the same pain. Which ones of us are guiltless? Which ones of us are stained? How can love come to the rescue when hate's been so ingrained? I wish I knew how to mend the world. I wish I could wash away all fear. I wish I could cast a magic spell and make all evil disappear. I wish I knew how to soothe your soul and teach you how to look away. I wish I had a magic wand and be the one to save the day. Which ones of us are crazy? Which ones of us are sane? Does it even really matter? We all share the same pain. Which ones of us are guiltless? Which ones of us are stained? How can love come to the rescue when hate's been so ingrained? I wish I knew how to fix the world. I wish I knew how to set it right.
It's like really good production. I know Ian, the nicest guy over there, also hates anything AI.
Feel bad now.
You got to admit, this is a pretty lush and really good production. I think you got to admit that, right? Don't you have to admit that? I think you have to admit that. I'll play one more. While I don't know if Elizabeth is trying to get back in or not. This is called Lighten Up.
Everyone's got their problems. Everyone's got their cross to bear. We've all got situations, and we've all got hard luck stories to share. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. There are lots of people hurting out there. So lighten up, lighten up, lighten up. Nobody wants to hear you cry, that life's not fair. Everyone's got their troubles. Everyone's got some demons to face. Everyone's heart's been broken. Everyone's fallen away from some grace. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. There are lots of people hurting out there. So lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. Nobody wants to hear you cry that life's not fair.
Nobody wants to hear me cry, but I may cry. It's just the same.
Everybody's got their questions. Everybody's got their doubts. Everybody's trying just to comprehend what their lives are all about. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. There are lots of people hurting out there. So lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. Nobody wants to hear you cry that life's not fair. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. There are lots of people hurting out there. So lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. Nobody wants to hear you cry that life's not fair. Lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up.
Awesome. Good stuff. I'm laughing there because as much as I talk about hating guitar solos and stuff, I'm listening to that guitar solo and I'm thinking, that's pretty much exactly what I would play on that song. I love the guy's tone, but I think John would tell you that I would probably play it too loud. Anyway, good stuff there. The link is in the chat room. It's in the description. You can go check out John's work. Give him some love. Play his music because CD Baby isn't helping him out there with letting the comments on, because the comments would definitely help get some more traction on that stuff. So
now I have a question for you, Matt, real quick, because you said something. You said something that I often think when I'm listening to a song and I hear like a guitar solo or a break or something, and sometimes I go, okay, that's exactly what I would have done there. And then sometimes I'm thinking, wow, I would never have thought to do that. That's really cool.
Oh, lots of times.
Yeah, which one means more to you? When you go, that's exactly what I would have done, or when you go, whoa, I would never have done that. Which one is more?
Neither means much to me in just a sense of like in any way my appreciation of it. Like that, I was just like in awe of the tone on that. Like I know I would probably play some of the same parts, but I'm listening to the tone. I'm like, I could never get that pure perfect Telecaster tone that's happening in the back of that. So there's that. But then if I listen to like Peg and the guitar solo in Peg, and I hear how that goes, and I'm like, how the fuck did this guy even come up with this? Like, what goes on mentally? It's a whole different experience. Neither one, like, it doesn't sit with me for that long. It's just while I'm listening to it, and I go, wow, it's just a wow moment. Wow.
I know when I was teaching my little girl how to play guitar, and she was asking me about guitar solos, and I explained to her that the guitar, I said, music is just another language. So when you're playing a guitar solo, your guitar is saying what you would say verbally. So if you don't have a consistent message, or if you don't have a good message, or you don't have a clear idea of what you're trying to say in your head, your guitar won't have a clear, message either. Yeah. So you have to have an idea what it is you're trying to say. but you're letting the guitar say it for you.
I think that's the key to all creativity, and I've said it a lot, and I know people will argue with me about that. And that's what I say, writer's block is really, you got nothing left to say. You got nothing to say. Once if you have something to say and you're clear about what it is you want to communicate, it all comes naturally and easy. When you're not sure about what it is you want to say, or you don't have anything to say, that's the time where you feel stifled. Got to answer this question. Sunshine said, what happened to Saturday Night Music? What happened is Alex Preddy got murdered. I woke up, found out about the murder, and spent the day building up anger, sadness, resentment, and all this stuff. And by the time it was getting close to doing my show on Saturday night, I just didn't feel it. I couldn't. And that's what I was asking John about. Like, how do you allow yourself
the marbles
to be creative or even enjoy music when and people, oh, you got to turn off the news. For me, there's no turning. It's not about the news. It's my reality. And I hate having been in the position, and I wasn't murdered, thank God. But having been in that position of dealing with those thugs and the frustration that happens to you when they fucking do it to you, it's a PTSD moment. So all day long Saturday, I was in this state of needing therapy. It was just like overwhelming. And I'm thinking, I promised to do a music show tonight. I don't even know what I could fucking play. I don't know how to get into the mode where I could even touch a musical instrument, never mind perform for people and try to make it a show. I just couldn't see it happening. So that's what happened to Saturday Night Music. And I apologize for that, but who knows when things are going to happen like that. I don't know. If I had a gig, I don't know if I would have went. I think I would have probably said, fuck it, I'm calling in sick. Well, I'm not performing tonight. It's that heavy when this shit is going on. And that comes back to where I started today. It's how to fucking people I'm thinking back to Nazi Germany. How do you live day to day with this shit going on? And some people can turn it off and watch football. And I'm like, a guy just got his fucking head blown off by thugs, and we're just gonna ignore it and go back to our lives and like, what's for dinner, honey? And well, what time is the game on? And I'm gonna play some music. I can't. Even this is difficult. Just coming out and venting. Wow, you put that cup down hard. Yeah. So how do you guys go put it aside and don't feel it all day long?
No, it's not. I said my brain doesn't work like a lot of other brains, or like yours or many others. So I mean, there's some things like I have like, it's not even like a compartmentalized thing. It's more like things happen, and I understand that things happen, and there's a lot of things I can't control. Most things I can't control. Very little I can control, and so it took me years and years and years not to get overly involved in things I can't control. I mean, I can do what I can to try to prevent it and stuff like that. Look, what you went through with ICE, I went through with police. I was a lot younger. I was in my teens and 20s. It wasn't like one time. It was quite a few times. Up to my mid-20s was like the last. I think my mid-20s was my last. Nope, that wasn't even mid-20s. Was my last time. But the mid-20s was probably the most scary time that I've ever had. And that's because I had 11 cops with their guns drawn on me. And the 12th cop, who didn't draw his gun, mistook me for somebody from the neighborhood named Eddie. And he goes, ho, this is Eddie. He's cool. He's cool, man. This is Eddie. And I was like, yeah, I'm cool.
So basically, cool. That cop was an old lady saying, that's not him.
It's kind of right. And if it weren't for that mistaken identity, I don't know. But because of the other things that I've dealt with the police, like with when I talked my brother into turning himself in, and everything was cool. And once they got him handcuffed, they started roughing him up. Once he could no longer defend himself, and then I hit the cop and I pushed him down the stairs. you know. So, and I got away lucky that time too, but I don't know how much luck I have left. You know, it's like I've been struck by lightning twice. I don't want to be struck a third time. I don't know I could take a third time. I don't want to be pulled over again by police with armed because I don't know how I would react. You know, because it'd be straight up survival mode. I would want to take them out before I thought they'd take me out. You know, so yeah, I do feel it like you do, but I shouldn't say like you do. It's not. I'm not oblivious to it. I just have a different ability to compartmentalize, I guess.
Yeah. To me, it's not like, and I'm not saying woe is me. I'm trying. I don't want it to come off like that. It's just like it feels so hopeless and so frustrating that I understand it's beyond my control and that there's no controlling it. And that's what it's like, man, why, how did we get this evil? And that's where it comes back to the comparisons of Nazi Germany. You feel this oppressing shadow of evil just cast over all of us, and there's no hope. There's no way out of this. And you know, you say, yeah, well, everything will end, but not in my lifetime necessarily, not in the near future. And
now here's the other thing. And the first time I felt this was at 9/11. The first time I felt what I'm about to describe is 9/11. When it happened, like I said, I knew with the first plane that it was a terrorist attack. I didn't know about the second plane yet, but I knew the first one was not an accident; it was a terrorist attack because I'd been shown how to fly a plane, and one of the first things they tell you is like, you don't hit things. You try, if you know you're going down, you look for someplace safe so that you take out as few people as possible. And so for them to take out that building, that was on purpose, you know, because a pilot is going to look for, like Sully, was it Scully? Sully, the one that landed a plane in the Hudson River. Sully, you know, he's like, okay, we're going down. If we're all going down, we're going in the river. You know, so I'm going to give us a chance to survive. I'm not going to take people out. So when that happened, I knew instinctively, I knew that it was on purpose. And when the second one happened, and so when the first one happened, a lady was jogging. I was at work. I was working on the road, and a lady was jogging by me, and I had my radio turned up so I could hear it while I was working. And she stops and she says, "Oh my God!" And then she goes, "That's a terrible accident." I said, "Ma'am, that wasn't an accident. I said, that was on purpose. It's under attack." And then she kept jogging, and she came back the other way. And by the time she came back, the second one had hit. And she goes, "Oh my God, what's going to happen now?" And I said to her, "Now white people are going to know what it's like to go through airports like black people." That's what I said to her.
I don't know if you remember, but O.J. Simpson, we used to go to airports like Superfly. He would run.
But that was back when he had his white card.
And like I said, you know, even with all this stuff that is happening, we should give black people their comeuppance, because black people have been telling us for decades that this shit is happening and it's going to go down.
I see black people celebrating this on the MAGA side. Like I'm shocked by the number of people of color, not just black people, but people of all shades who are
especially when it was like right before the election and those people were out there. But then a lot of those same people have made a turnaround. They're like, "Oh, I can't believe this is happening." Oh, really?
and some of them, how should I put it? It's like, hey, it's this I can't remember what we used to call it, but it's like, hey, I'm one of you guys, you know. So you protest. It's like they protest too much. It's like hey, I'm rooting just like you. Don't come for me. I'm one of you guys. And if they got pulled over and yanked out of their car, one of the first things they yell is like, "Hey, I voted for Trump. Hey, look, leave me alone." And it's some kind of like cloak of invisibility or something. Yeah. So I don't get those people either. Maybe they never had they have not had the cop experience, you know. I don't know. Or maybe they had and they thought, if I were one of them, I wouldn't have had this. This wouldn't have happened to me if I was one of them. You know, I don't know.
People, and this is the problem with I brought this up earlier. I have friends who are definitely very white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed people who say, well, I live in a bubble. I turn off the news and I don't pay attention to this. And they absolutely believe that their white privilege card is going to protect them at some point. And no, if you're not part of the cult, you're part of the enemy as far as the cult is concerned. So just because you look Aryan doesn't mean they're not going to come for you. But when I see somebody, let's just say a very brown-skinned person with a Hispanic last name, and they are taking the side of MAGA in this, or ICE, or the Gestapo, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, I can't rationalize. Like, how the fuck do you not know that sooner or later they're coming for you? You could laugh about it now because this white guy got killed in the street, and yeah, you're happy about that. Yeah, you're waving the little MAGA flag. But how do you not know that sooner or later that gun's going to turn around and be pointed right at you?
That's because it's humans. But did you see the video of the people showing up to where ICE is staying, and they trashed the
hotel?
Yeah, they trashed the outside. They trashed the hotel.
So
I know there's a couple of hotels that have rescinded their contracts with the government, so they won't let ICE stay there. There's a couple of airports that are not allowing planes that are carrying deportation planes to leave from those airports. So and all that's done, and all of that was done by protests and letters. You know.
Now, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'll go ahead. The issue, because Sunshine is saying it seems like a no-win situation, and all the protests, and what else can be done? What else can be done? We can defund ICE, but there's no backbone for it because it's going to the Senate now, this whole ICE funding package. You know that there are Democrats that are going to vote for this. And
I think
they're also saying, the Democrats are saying that they are not going to vote for it as well.
Yeah.
Well, I know on the House side there were 7 Democrats, I believe. Okay, I'm saying I know.
I can promise you, Fetterman, when it gets to the Senate, Fetterman is going to side with the MAGA people.
But apparently, possibly. But there's also, I've been reading too, there's a lot of Republicans, if they actually grow a backbone, are saying that they're tired of this and something needs to be done. But will they actually grow a backbone?
I think my understanding, one of the things that, and I hate to say this because I really do not like, I have no respect for Chuck Schumer as a politician. I respected his knowledge of the way the Senate works, but I don't respect his strategy at all. But one of the things he was saying is that they would try to get the ICE portion of the bill
separated,
separated, so they can discuss it and debate it in public.
Amy Klobuchar, whatever her name is,
Klobuchar.
Yeah, right. She was saying
the hottie from Minnesota.
Yeah, she wants to separate the DHS funding from the, but none of this is gonna have, eventually, unless.
I think they should shut the country down. Fuck it.
But even if they shut it down, because of the way that Trump's bill went, ICE is funded for quite some time. They're going to have they're going to have some money for quite a bit. Because
someone needs to grow. Yeah, but someone at this point, someone needs to grow a fucking backbone and make a lot of noise because they're just murdering citizens.
It's got to be, but it's got to come from the Republican Party.
Yeah,
it's got to be somebody. It's got to be someone of stature in the Republican Party.
Well, it's just weird. Like MTG is out there.
The people that make the tractors.
She's out there saying that DHS needs to be held responsible, and she's siding with the guy that was shot.
But
she's telling people to take the fucking blinders off.
She's also like a non-fact. I mean,
I know. But at least people are fucking saying something.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be prominent Republicans. It's got to be like the Mitch McConnells, even the one who on January 6th said this is terrible. This is awful. And then on January 7th goes, well, we have a different, there's a legal thing that we can deal with. McConnell has to, the brave McConnell needs to step up.
But he's been dead for a couple years now.
But he's still influential behind the scenes.
No, he's not. His hand is. They can use his hand to sign shit. That motherfucker hasn't done anything for years.
He
is one of the people that the men for anal getting anal crowd, they're always like, oh, that guy doesn't do anything. He just signs shit.
Let me check my messages on Twitter to see if Mia's. No, she wrote to me at 2:00 this morning, and then again at 7:00 this morning. It's like, don't you porn stars ever sleep? So yeah, I don't. If we're holding out for Republicans to kind of do about.
Well, I'm not holding out, but they have to be pressured to do it. Yeah, they're not going to do it on their own. They have to be pressured into doing it.
Right.
So yeah, what's
the next bad thing? What's the next bad thing to happen in Minnesota? Because things always come in threes, and so we had Rachel Good killed, this guy Alex killed. What's next? Is it going to be multiple people this next time?
I think the next will probably be an ICE agent, because now they're shooting people. Well, not now, but it's because, let's put it this way. Before, if you thought you're just back in the day when people were doing protests and they thought they're just going to be arrested, they were like, I'm fine with being arrested. Politicians were out there being arrested, and it was like a badge of honor to be a politician, to be arrested for a cause, and then people go out and say, we'll all be arrested. We will tie ourselves together and we'll all be arrested together. And people probably thought in the beginning that we'll just get arrested. What's the worst that can happen? We'll be arrested. We'll be out. But now that fantasy is gone. But they know they can't just give up. So they're out there protesting, but there are going to be more people who are going to be strapped. And some of them may not even be peaceful protesters. They may not even be protesters. They may just be on the sidelines angry. You know what I'm saying? Not even not part of the parade, not part of the protest, but just someone on the side with a gun going, I've had enough. This is bullshit.
That woman who was beaten up, she wasn't even in the street. She was just on the side of the street, and they just went over and shoved her down.
What happens when ICE does enter someone's house without a warrant and they exercise their Second Amendment?
That's what we'll find out in Arizona. That's what the AG, Chris Mays, was saying. And the thing is, she said it, and there's a lot of pressure for her to retire from the Republicans. But what she said was, look, what we have, we have castle law, the castle doctrine in Arizona, and it's stronger than what they have in Florida. See, in Arizona, if you're in fear of your life in your house or your car, or let's say your property, so you're not in your house, you're in your yard, you feel threatened, you are allowed to use lethal force legally. And ICE is not wearing badges. They're masked. So even people who legitimately are ICE, you don't know. People could be pretending to be ICE, wanting to bust down your door, snatch somebody, take them off and rape them. You don't know. So there's legitimate reason to be afraid. So when this happens in Arizona, and this is what she was warning against, and that's why they were saying, well, she's calling for people to be shot. Says no. She's saying, hey, guys, you have to have a different approach, because in Arizona, you could get killed. And she's warning them, don't do this in Arizona. That's what she was doing.
I totally get that. And I've been assuming that is going to happen, whether it's in a stand your ground state like Arizona or Florida or any of these places. And that's what they want to invoke the Insurrection Act, and then at that point it becomes civil war. And every time I say that, people say, I don't think it's going to happen in civil war. But what you're just talking about, it inevitably leads to a civil war. When somebody starts shooting at federal people, they're going to invoke Insurrection
Act. Possibly. But the caveat to all of this is the NRA. Especially if an ICE agent goes into someone's house without a warrant, they shoot and kill that ICE agent. The NRA will come to their defense. And
the NRA put out a strongly worded letter yesterday about.
No, it won't be a civil war. It will just completely break that party finally, because this is the whole thing they always campaign on. And if you know anything about Republicans, when they're always running, they always say the Democrats are going to take your guns, blah blah blah. Gun sales, actually decline when a Republican's in office, and then when a Democrat's running, that's when the Republicans are like, end of days, we're going to take your guns. But the Democrats have really never made a position to take guns.
Right.
Well,
to create order and not everyone should have a gun.
Yesterday, Corbin LeMaster, who was a comedian who has been on this program, was saying about the left and their grab all your guns, get rid of all the guns. And I said, even when people perceive me as a far right Dick Cheney lover, and I got called that a lot, I was making the case that the Democrats are not saying we're going to take all your guns away. That gun control is not, let's take all the guns away. It's about having laws that make sense and kind of are some safeguards on it. Well, any regulation is a infringement upon your right. It's like, really? So, and I bring up the case where a relative went to prove in court that he had a psychiatric disability, meaning too crazy to work, and that very same day was able to go out and buy enough guns to hold a small town police force at bay for 3 days. And I said, is that okay? And he said, absolutely, without question. You want to hand the fucking psychiatric?
See, when they say that, that's only because they're just trying to.
My response was, have a fucking horrible life, you asshole, and block them. But the point I'm making is, yes, they are so desperate to say that the left wants to take your guns that anything is an infringement upon this, even stuff that makes perfect sense. And he's lying when he says, yes, I want to pay taxes for people who can prove that they're psychiatric disabled. I want to pay for them to not work. Meanwhile, they can use that money I'm paying them to go out and buy weapons to use against me. He's lying when he says that, or he's just being self-serving in that. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Right. He won't tell the truth. The truth is, you don't want that fucking guy having a gun. You don't. Right. But you can't come out and say that. So
they don't even want sane black people to have guns, let alone crazy white people.
And if you remember last year around this time, or even before, a little bit before this time, I was saying about the Second Amendment and what it really means, because it doesn't say anything about fucking guns. It says bear arms, and arms could be anything from biological weapons to chemical weapons to all sorts of appendages.
The appendages attached to your torso.
Right. And Dopey Willie, probably 2 years ago at least now, because Dopey Willie kept saying, well, I don't think you should want to take guns away from people. Very clear. It's not about fucking guns, you idiot. You don't want your fucking neighbor, who is a psycho, to have a fucking chemical lab or biological lab, weapons lab in their basement, do you? Well, I don't think you should want to take everybody's guns away for that. No, I'm saying, what does the fucking Second Amendment really say? Because we're at a point where I think, domestic terrorism, you want to use that term, domestic terrorism, there are people right now cooking up ideas.
And they keep leaving out the part where it says well-regulated militia. Right. Well-regulated. Not partially well-regulated, not slightly regulated. It says well-regulated.
Well, and if you notice, too, ICE is only going to certain places. Yeah, I mean, they're doing operations in other cities, very small operations. But like, say that same situation happens in Philadelphia. Say that same situation happens in Boston. Or say that same situation happens in LA. Do you think the people descend upon those ICE agents and just beat the fuck out of them?
Well, in Minneapolis, they have 3,000 ICE agents, but they're only like 600 police officers. So
I'm just saying, you're going, like, Minnesotans are, by and large, like most Midwest, laid back, quiet,
polite.
Polite.
Midwest.
Now do that same situation in a city like Philadelphia. where the people are not nice.
It's all about retribution because Minnesota has like I think 3,000 illegal immigrants, where Texas has 3 million, and they're not in Texas.
Yeah.
So it's not about illegal immigrants. It's about intimidation. It's about this fucking bullshit daycare scandal.
No, it's not even that. The real thing is that Minnesota voted against Trump all three times.
Right.
And he's like, there's no way I could have lost all 3 times. I'm sure I won 2 out of 3, maybe 3 out of 3, maybe 4 out of 3.
Please don't do that awful imitation. It's just not. If you're gonna do it, hire Rich Little or something.
Oh yeah, I'm not digging up Rich Little for a cameo.
He's dead, right?
Probably.
Yeah, he's got to be dead.
He was one of my idols.
This idea, lastly, and whatever happened to Elizabeth? She tried to get on, couldn't get on, and that's
it's a snow day.
The idea about general strike, and this, they're floating this idea like it could work. General strike leaves MAGA people still going to work, MAGA people still sending money, MAGA people buying food and all this kind of stuff, and the people who are protesting literally starving themselves. How does that fucking supposedly? How is it supposed to work? How is it supposed to accomplish anything? Nothing.
I'm not sure I understood. We're talking about general strike.
General strike. Nobody goes to work. Nobody buys anything. We shut down the economy. General strike against America by not supporting any commerce. How is that?
They could just do it halfway, but where they're just supporting, let's say, liberal or progressive. In other words, it's in kind. We will support people that support us. People that don't, we will not support.
How do you identify it? Like let's just say a grocery store. What's the grocery chain that I can go to as somebody who's not supporting MAGA?
Well, that's when you go to the People Like Us website or something, wherever it is. Yeah. I don't know.
It just feels like desperation. We want to do something. Let's call it general strike, but that leaves the people who are supporting this still out of it. They're not gonna support a general strike, so they're gonna continue.
I think one of the things they could do and should do is when it comes to networks that aren't covering it properly, like Fox and OAN and stuff like that, go after the sponsors. The sponsors on OAN, the sponsors on Fox, the ones that say, whatever that, just like we won't support, but as long as you are on Fox, or as long as because you're subsidizing, you're putting your name on snuff films. Basically, you're saying it's okay to kill citizens, some of whom are actually your shoppers or whatever. So like put the pressure there, so that at least, and if Fox starts covering things differently, maybe they'll reach some people. OAN, if they start reaching people, if they start covering it accurately because of pressures being put on them, maybe they'll reach some people, because right now it's not reaching a lot of the people on the right. What's going on, because they are in their bubble.
Speaking of like boycotts and all this stuff, Saturday night, while everybody else was like I was feeling post-traumatic stress over this execution style murder, they were hosting a premiere at the White House of the film Melania. Guests include director Brett Ratner, Queen Rania of Jordan, Zoom CEO Eric Yuan, Apple CEO Tim Cook, New York Stock Exchange CEO Lynn Martin, AMD CEO Lynn Zhu, Mike Tyson, socialite and fiat heiress Azzy Agnelli, self-help guru Tony Robbins, and photographer Ellen von Unworth, and lots more people. All these people. Apple, I always was a fan of Apple computers. Boycott Apple. I'm not that you can boycott Mike Tyson. What does that even mean? But all these other companies, all these people, we talked about Amazon before. All these people, Tony Robbins should be fucking called on a carpet for supporting this stuff. If you're going to be part of the cult, we have to kind of cut these people off. I mean, all of them. Whether even if you depend on some of these companies, if you already have an Apple computer, you're not going to sell it, but don't give them another dime. Drop their storage stuff, all this kind of stuff. Amazon Prime, lose it. Don't. And I know it's hard, especially if you got your comedy special on there and you're making money to tell people, yeah, boycott Amazon and Amazon Prime and all the things that they do, and especially the convenience of having whatever you want to order delivered to your house the next day or all that kind of stuff. It's a difficult thing, but we got to hit them in the pocketbook somehow. It's just like you're supporting this fucking Nazi regime. How much longer do you think you want to get away with that? I'm not the kind of guy that Waterfly wants to sponsor, by the way. Waterfly. I'm sorry, Waterfly, because I hope you're on the right side of humanity, right side of history. Waterfly with this backpack thing that I'll be wearing tomorrow and start doing videos on tomorrow. And there's a link in the description if people want to support them. At some point, I'm feeling like all these sponsors and YouTube especially going to say, we can't monetize this. Look what you're talking about all day here. But here we are. So yeah, on top of that, we have, on top of everything that's going on, we have the brutalness of the middle of winter depression that a lot of people feel, myself included. So it's not a good time. And I know our purpose here is not to depress people more and pile on this stuff. And for me, it's just venting. That's all it feels like. So yeah, I don't know what happened to Elizabeth. She tried to pop on. She was there for a second and went away. Ron,
maybe she saw that we had a guest, and
did Ron quit his job? I know last week I asked him. He said no, but it seems like
no, he doesn't quit. No, he hasn't quit his job.
He's not a quitter like Stephen Ortiz.
This is what I figure is happening. If Ron began working, imagine people working from home and they're just listening to us. Okay, Ron doesn't talk much anyway, so most of the time he's just listening to us, and then he can work and listen, and like anybody else would. The only difference is he's listening and can chime in instead of on the chat room. He'd go like, "Yeah." So Ron is basically like Ian, listening from work, and once in a while Ian will put something in the chat. And instead of
does
Ron
Ian
putting
work?
in the chat,
do you know that Ian works? I don't know if Ian works.
I'm assuming he works. Didn't you say he blew glass?
He has that's his own like little craft thing where he does he's glass art. That's his thing. That's not like a job that he goes to. That's his private little creative outlet.
Okay.
I don't know. A lot of these people are with us. I guess, are they listening at work? I always assume that's the people on the radio, not the people.
Slaptail listens all at work.
Whatever happened to Slaptail? I haven't seen him.
He responded earlier about the NRA.
He did?
Yes, he did.
I don't see him. Wait.
And he wrote, didn't the NRA, he goes, didn't the NRA make a statement that he had every right to carry that gun to a rally?
Oh, there he goes. Yeah. I did not see him there. It's been a couple of weeks since John's popped on the program, right?
I don't keep track. My brain doesn't keep track of things like that.
But it seems like a long time since we've seen his face, right? No?
I guess. Like, here's the thing for me. Like, I just saw his face on TikTok, so I just saw his face. It's like I don't pay much attention where I saw the face. Like, I saw the face.
Yeah, I know. I don't go on TikTok. That's my problem, isn't it? That I don't go on TikTok.
I don't know.
That's my problem. That's the only problem I have.
I can't say that that's any better than the other places. I'm just trying to stay relevant, so to speak. So I post shorts to TikTok. I post shorts to Instagram, and in most of it, there's like no fucking traffic whatsoever.
No, you said the word "stay." You meant get. You said I'm just trying to stay relevant. You mean you're trying to get relevant?
Well, I used to be relevant, so I guess I'm trying to say I'm trying to recapture my relevance. I used to be relevant, at least locally in comedy. I was at one point. I was relevant. Locally.
All right. I guess we'll wrap this up then. Looks like It looks like we've hit a dead end here. Tomorrow,
now, Rulo has been in the background with us ever since he left. It looks like
you
he's on
mean
the
mortar
phone.
balls? I'm sorry, get it
Mortar
right.
balls. Yeah, mortar balls.
So we have an interesting week for you, I think. Let me look at the calendar. Frank, what's Frank's last name? Come on, you know Frank's last name.
Russo.
That's not his last name.
Robinson.
Keep guessing while I pull up Calendly.
Inverter.
Frank S. Joseph will be with us on Thursday. He's
been on. Has he been on before? That name sounds familiar.
No, he was a no-show. That's why
Okay.
his name sounds familiar. He will be with us on Thursday. He's a guy who wrote about civil rights stuff in Chicago during the 60s and 70s. He's got some more relevant books out now. So that will be interesting. On Wednesday, we don't have a guest on here, but my nighttime program, I got Alan R. Warren, who we're going to be talking about Charles Manson, the life of Charles Manson, who he's written a book about. Tomorrow, Gene Walden. Guess what we're going to be talking about with Gene Walden?
The invention of toilet paper.
No. What are we moving up the ranks in on podcasts?
Latin hymns.
Come on, you know this. Come on, I'm trying to not give it away, but
Science.
kind of guests we've been getting every once in a while.
Golf.
That's right. That's what we're going to talk about. Golf at Adventureland, where it's like a kid's book about golf. Gene Walden will be with us. He's a pro golfer.
And I'm going to ask him the same thing I ask every other golfer about the PGA.
Yeah, I know.
Why are they? Yes.
You got to let me buffer him up a little bit there.
Yeah. I won't open up with that.
Right. And then Friday, my Michelle Madonna, my friend, who's going to be here to talk about.
You know Madonna?
Michelle Madonna. It's a different Madonna.
Oh.
It's a Madonna with a Michelle in front of it. Michelle Marbell. She's going to talk about meditation for healing, energy healing, all that kind of stuff. What do you laugh about? I'm something.
Nice guy. Matt says no more hip hop artists on the show.
No, I said that a long time ago. They have to. They have to be. I don't know. I have to know them.
We have to be able to trust and verify.
Yeah. No more hip hop artists and no more bullshit artists. I mean, people. It's the hip hop promoters, the people who are booking these people, that I have the most problem with. These people who come on and try to tell me what I can talk about, what I can't talk about, and then book people who don't show up. Remember that? I don't want to say his name, but that one guy who he booked himself on the show. I send him a link. He says, "What day and time is this?" Like, you fucking booked it. And I snapped at him. Like, I am sick and tired of you people who book the day and time. I send you the link, and then you say, "What time?" Like, put it on your own fucking calendar when you book it. Why are you just picking dates out of nowhere and just saying, "Oh, forget about it. Yeah, I'll wait till him to tell me when to come on."
I just wanted to mention I've been having an issue. One issue with Restream. There did not used to be an issue. I used to have a dedicated link on Restream. So whenever I did a show, I could send someone a link a week in advance, a month in advance, and it didn't change. Now, every time I open up Restream, they change my link. So if I send someone an invitation and then I go in and open it up again, when they try to come in, I don't have that invitation. That invitation no longer is valid. And
wow.
People, and so each time I have to, they'll say, I can't get in. So I'll send them a new. And I'll look, it's like those invitations aren't the same. And I reached out to Restream and says, no, you should have a static. I said, no, I don't. I do not.
I do. And I have Restream. I just don't use it. I still have Restream, and there's still a static link, but I don't know.
I don't have a static link. And it occurred after the upgrade when they started moving shit around. And I've reached out to them and said, no, you should have one. And they told me how to do it. And I went and tested it. And nope. I invited the Reverend on the show, closed the link, opened it up, and looked for the invite. Couldn't get on.
So we need a guest for Wednesday. Or we don't need a guest for Wednesday. Maybe not to have a guest on Wednesday. I have to go cut it kind of short anyway on Wednesday because I have to go to the Hampton. I have a week where I actually have to travel, and there's going to be snow on the ground and ice, and I'm not looking forward to that.
Maybe it'll be gone by then. I mean, it's not like there aren't snow plows out there like even right now. Well, Is your snow stopped? Because ours is stopped. So I know the plows are out there.
Yeah, the snow has stopped, but here's my weather report for this week. And I was trying to tell my wife about this. Right now it is 24 degrees here.
Right. Yeah.
That's as warm as it's going to be until.
Now, how is it warmer there than here?
Because we have water. The Atlantic Ocean keeps us a little bit warmer.
That doesn't make sense. The Atlantic Ocean is shallow and it should keep things cooler.
It's going to be. This is the warmest it's going to get until next Tuesday.
Okay, it's 21 degrees outside right now.
Yeah. So we have an average high of 17 for the next week and a half, or week and a day.
Okay, our high today is going to be 23.
So none of the ice is going to melt. Yes, the roads are plowed, but there's still like a sheet of ice on them, right? They don't get down to the actual pavement. So,
well, here the ice can and will melt in this regard. The Earth is heating it a little bit, so it may take a little bit longer because the air temperature is 21, but the ground temperature will be slightly above freezing. Yeah. So especially the asphalt, because black absorbs heat. Yeah. So it's gonna help somewhat. It can't stay like that.
Yeah, so traveling, I have I think 4 days I have to go places. I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't like to leave the house.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Yeah, when it's nice, you don't like to leave it, and when it's
in the summertime, I'm fine with it. I can't wait till this show is over so I can go out and do things.
But it's usually in the backyard with chickens.
Backyard, front yard, but
but that's not leaving the property.
Down to the beach. No, it's all good. Summertime is good. I'm good with going places. And my wife generally complains, like, why you got to go? Because I got to get out of my fucking house. I got to go somewhere. So I go to the store even though I don't need anything. And she's like, well,
Puspatuck.
Yeah, Puspatuck is a fine little drive in the summertime. You go down there, it's peaceful. I don't know. Last time I was there, it was very stressful. I was all bummed out. I'm surprised the ice isn't down there, causing havoc and all that kind of stuff. Let's wrap this up.
You don't want to. Well, if they really are native, would that be federal land? If they're reservation?
See, that's the thing. Yes, somebody along the line had to prove that they were descendants of an actual Native American tribe, but none of the people who live there, they're not even, they're as Indian as I am, or as Elizabeth Warren is. Basically not at all. And they just somehow using whatever incentives and programs there are to create this casinos or weed worlds and whatever under the guise of being Native American. They're not. There's no fucking connection. Maybe one guy at the top the guy with the money who you never see there, and he doesn't even live there. He lives in the Hamptons in a mansion, just collecting money off it. That's what it is. It's all fake Indians, drugstore Indians. That's what they are.
What's it called? Wooden Indians with the wooden nickels.
Yeah, wooden nickels.
Have you ever been to a store where they actually had the wooden Indian outside? Usually, it's places that sold tobacco.
Long ago, but we don't. I think they kind of did away with them here.
Well, last time I saw one was maybe 10 years ago. I'm trying to think. It was my wife and I. We were out in the Midwest.
10.
And we were out in the Midwest, and we went to some little store, and they had one of the Indians on the outside. And I thought to myself, whoa, I never thought I'd see one of these in the flesh. Well, not in the flesh, in the wood.
Yeah. This is a breaking thing from the Orange Asshole. I'm sending Tom Homan to Minnesota tonight. He has not been involved in that area, but knows and likes many of the people. Knows and likes many of the people there. Really, I'm surprised he likes any people. the people with the Trump flags. Tom is tough but fair. No, he's not. He's a fucking asshole, and will report directly to me. It sounds like he's about getting ready to fire Noam or something. Separately, a major investigation is going on with respect to the massive $20 billion plus. It always comes back to welfare fraud. It's about this. I'm telling you, they are obsessed with this bullshit case of the child care and the $20 billion. It's not $20 billion.
The Reverend just covered a story the other day where it was welfare fraud and it was done by white people and they settled it out of court.
Well, yeah, right.
It was a federal case, and they just like gave them a slap on the wrist. They still can make all the money they want.
He's
so
saying
they don't care about
the welfare fraud that is taking place in Minnesota and is at least partially responsible for the violent organized protests. How? Tell me in any way how it's partially.
You're not going to be able to get the how out of them. They just say shit. They're just ask. What I want to know is how. I want to know the role that they're playing.
Let me finish this because the good part is yet to come. The good part. Additionally, the DOJ and Congress are looking at Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who left Somalia with nothing and is now reportedly worth more than $46 million. Time will tell. Thank you for your attention to this orange asshole.
I know everybody knows where she got the money from. She's actually she was invested with Epstein. So let's investigate Epstein to find out where everybody's getting their money from, how Epstein's paying all these people.
Yeah. I don't think she's actually worth that much.
No, she's not. She's not worth 47 million.
44 million. Let me see. Grok. Hey, Grok, are you there? Grok. I don't even know how to spell her name. I know the last name. It's Elon, because I don't want to like Elon. Is what? How do you spell her first name? I-L. Omar worth 44 million. 44 million. We'll see what Grok has to say about this. I don't think she is. But she came here as a child when she came here with nothing. No, Ilhan Omar is not worth $44 million based on credible reporting. Recent claims and discussions stem from political controversy, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't have what her total worth is, but it's not $44 million. So reports from conservative outlets amplified by President Trump allege her net family worth skyrocketed dramatically with figures around $30 million. That is also false. This is Grok, which is a very right-wing thing. We don't know. It's not saying what her actual worth is, but they're saying they're lying about it. So there you go. And yeah, you can't base on what somebody had as a kid and say, well, they got money now. They must have been. Something must have been crooked because she didn't have any money when she was 5, and all of a sudden she's got money. How much money did you have when you were? Donald Trump had a lot of money when he was 5 because Daddy gave it to him.
I didn't think he got his money until he was. I didn't think he got money when he was 5. I thought he got it when he was like 8 or 9. I didn't think he had it at 5. Was it? Because he had older brothers, and they got some of the money first and then Trump had his oldest brother Fred killed.
Yeah.
In a tragic cancer accident, I think it was.
It was he was approaching ICE agents with a 9mm. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I know that about Fred. So yeah, we need whatever. So it's all about. It always comes down to obsession about money, right? This whole Minnesota thing. Like again, Minnesota has less illegal immigrant population than most of the country. It is all about retribution. It's all about this fucking fake fraud case that was resolved 5 or 6 years ago in Trump's first term, and the people responsible were held accountable to it. they're just drinking up more excuses just to kind of go to Texas. You got millions of illegal immigrants there. Go bring it to Texas. Oh, we don't want to do that. We don't want to shake up our people. We want, because Texas is deep in the MAGA world. So anyway, let's get out of here. I got things to do. I got to go shovel ice and snow. And then my wife doesn't want me to do it, but I have to do it, don't I?
Okay, I'm getting my snow thrower back today. Now my neighborhood is not fully plowed, so when they delivered, I told them I would, because I'd have to walk like almost half a mile, but if it starts, I'll be able to drive it back. I won't have to like push it.
Drive a snowblower. Wow,
I don't mean in my car. I mean turn it on and because it's power propelled.
Well, they had a state of emergency and no cars allowed on the road yesterday. That's been lifted now, so I can actually go out of my driveway and do stuff. But it's a shoveling first, And I don't have neighbors like you and John or people who are courteous to neighbors. They're courteous to other neighbors, not to me. Anyway, that's the show for you. It's not much of a show, I know. I apologize for that. Tomorrow, who do we have tomorrow? I even said already, and I don't know. Is it Alan J. Warren yet? Oh no, that's Wednesday night. Who do we have tomorrow?
Is that
Jesus?
Frank,
I just said. Oh
Frank
no,
guy, golf guy?
No. Tomorrow it is Gene Walden with the golf ball. Got the mini golf at Adventure.
Yeah, the golf guy.
The golf guy tomorrow. All right, so get your balls out. Pull your balls out and get ready.
Well, in the snow, get your orange balls out.
Right. In the meantime, don't forget to
go to Funny Old Farts and buy your tickets. And you can turn on your radio.
I me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen.